Hello friends! A few months ago, I made a video to talk about my culture shock in Poland after I moved from China to Poland. This time, I want to do something opposite. I want to talk about my observations and feelings about this time when I came back to China. I think people call it reverse cultural shock. Indeed, before when I was living in China, there are so many things that I didn't pay attention to. And this time, even I am shocked by the fact that I am shocked by those things that I was so used to. Okay, let's start right now. The first thing that shocked me is that there are still so many people spitting everywhere. I thought after the pandemic, people would have learned the lesson and stopped spitting. But the truth is that nothing has changed. People spit wherever they want and whenever they want. They spit in the middle of the road, they spit towards the rubbish bin, they even spit inside the buildings and inside the metro. And they can even spit when they are driving. They just open a window and spit towards outside. This is so disgusting. And this view cannot be omitted and be avoided each time I go out. The second thing that shocks me is that I have many single friends. Before I left China, they were single. And 2 years later, when I came back from Europe, they are still single. In few years, they will be 40. And they are leftover women and leftover men. And they are totally cool with this current situation. It's not that they decided they don't want to have a partner. It's just that they are not dating, they are not looking for any partner. They just sit and wait. Maybe I thought that this might be their last good chance, their last best chance to find any partner, and I was really hoping and expecting that they finally will find some partners. But nothing has changed, and even I start to worry for them. The third thing is very shocking. There is no free internet in China. We cannot watch YouTube, cannot use Google and Facebook. If I have never been abroad, then I would be fine to just use Chinese internet. Well, luckily, when I went abroad and I realized how important it is to have free internet, and the amount of information that we can receive outside is much more than what we can receive in China. So this time when I came back to China, I feel this is really so inconvenient. The fourth shocking thing is related to food safety. Before, when I was living in China, I didn't think it was such a big problem. Until I went to Europe and I see that people has no concern about food safety. They are not every day worried about the food might be dirty or fake or even dangerous. So this time when I came back to China, I am more sensitive and more careful about the food and things that I buy in the shop. Especially after this huge scandal recently that people transport edible oil by the truck which was used to transport industrial oil, and they don't wash the truck. This is terrible. The last thing I want to talk about is the lack of privacy in China. In many occasions, we need to provide our personal information. For example, when we want to buy train ticket, when we want to enter any park, museum, or places of interest for tourists, when we want to make comments on internet, or when we want to order some shipment service, we need to give our real name, telephone number, and address. While in Europe, people can really do much more things without identifying themselves. Not to even mention our recent policy. In the near future in China, if anyone wants to only use the internet, then people need to identify themselves with certain type of internet identity card. is very similar to our identity card and driving license. I think it is so insane. The control in China is much more than necessary. And look at in the street, there are so many cameras, so many policemen and security guard. I think that the amount of camera and policemen doesn't make people feel safe. On the contrary, it starts to make people feel that their privacy is violated. And I think for Chinese people, we don't know where is the boundary of privacy. For example, when I quitted my job before I left China, I went to my boss and I told her that I want to quit. And she asked me why. I said because of personal reason. And she was not happy with this answer. She asked more details. Why? And I said I will go abroad. And she continued to ask, why do you go abroad? And I said, my boyfriend is in Europe and I go to marry him. And she started to ask more questions, like, oh, who is he? How did you meet him? How long have you been together? And so many questions. And she even asked me to write down all the details in my resignation letter and submit to university. And then they will decide whether to give me permission to resign. I was shocked. I felt so uncomfortable at that moment. Hello, this is my private life. It's none of your business. I just said in Europe, I was never put into similar situation that I feel so naked, so uncomfortable, and so awkward. But in China, it's just like this. Alright, these are the 5 most shocking things of my reverse culture shock. You can leave your comments to tell me what do you think of them. So, this is today's video. I hope you like it. Please subscribe, give us a like, and make your comment. See you next time. Bye bye.